Coming to you from the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston, Auburn, it's Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show with Mark, Sarah, and Pam. We're covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Give us a listen at lydiamediallc.com or wherever you get your podcasts. And feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
Today's show is brought to you by UPI Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, serving residential and commercial customers with new installations and repairs. Call today and schedule your oil and gas boiler cleanings at 754-4556. UPI, the best plumbers around. And by Ruper's Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 6 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at rupersbeverage.com, and remember, the party starts at Ruper's.
And speaking of UPI Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, we have the pleasure of being joined in studio today by the president of UPI, Mike Curran. How you doing, Mike?
Fantastic. Good morning, guys.
Excellent. Good morning to you, and good afternoon as well. We do both here.
Yeah, that's right. I take that back.
No, you're fine.
We do it all.
We do it all. We cover 2/3 of the day. We appreciate you joining us today. We're going to talk all about UPI, plumbing, heating, and cooling coming up here in just a bit. But before we get there, let's take a look at some headlines for Monday, November the 18th.
The former Schmenge's Bar and Grill in Lewiston officially opened on Friday as a warming center run by Caden's Kitchen. The center has space for 100 people and will provide food donated from local restaurants, Bates College, and community members. It will be open daily from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. through April 30th.
Hannaford Supermarket's website and app are finally back online.
Phew.
The systems were offline for over a week due to a cybersecurity issue. The outage prevented customers from accessing online services, including Hannaford To-Go pickup and delivery options. Hannaford did not disclose the nature of the problem or its impact on customer data.
The impact was I actually had to go into the supermarket and do my groceries.
The impact was I spent $150 more than I normally would on my groceries.
That was their plan.
Oh
all
my
along.
gosh, it was awful. I have no control. None. Should not be allowed.
Did you go shopping on an empty stomach? Is that what happened?
I didn't. I didn't even. I just rarely go into the grocery store because I've been Hannaford To Go for so long. Like,
Yeah.
I got in there and I was like, well, this is new and this is new.
Tell me some of the things you got, because the last time I walked in there, I got the new holiday Milanos, like the peppermint chocolate.
Oh, yeah, I got those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I got those. There was Doritos flavored Smart Food popcorn.
What?
I know, right? Lemon beet hummus. Hadn't tried that. It's weird. Don't bother.
I don't know if I would have gotten that one.
Mike, do you do the to-go or do you go in the store?
I got honeydew list. I run in and out as quick as I can.
Yeah, that's what you got to do.
Speaking of honey flavored goat cheese. That's a must-have.
All right.
Now you're talking.
I know. Sam found some good stuff.
So what did you put it on? Or what?
I put it on salad, and I put it on a grilled cheese sandwich with Jarlsberg
Yum.
and some garlic butter.
All right, I haven't had breakfast.
Okay,
I'm
let's stop
hungry.
talking about it.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
After 7 months of construction, the Route 122 Poland Spring Road Bridge in Auburn has reopened. The bridge was closed in April so crews could work on the guardrail, replace the concrete deck and steel girder, and add new paving. The bridge will still have single-lane closures and flaggers through the end of the month.
The Sun Journal reports that New Beginnings in Lewiston is seeking emergency approval from the City Council to operate a 12-bed youth shelter for the winter months. The shelter would operate out of 436 Main Street and serve ages 18 through 24 through April 30th.
What do you know about that, Mike?
I'm submitting a quote with them right now currently.
Nice.
Really?
There you go.
Oh, yeah. All new plumbing and heating modifications as well.
For this particular project? Fantastic.
Main Street.
Wonderful. The United States Postal Service announced that beloved TV icon Betty White will be featured on a new stamp next year. The announcement comes nearly 3 years after her death, when White was just weeks away from her 100th birthday.
It's like one of the worst things of 2020.
It
right?
really, truly was awful. But we have a close friend who this is going to impact.
Yeah.
She's going to be so excited.
It's going to be her new wallpaper.
That's an expensive wallpaper.
Thousands of dollars of stamps. I just see it now.
Tens of thousands, I
feel like all of us that know her will probably buy her a book and send them to her. Like, these are for you.
We'll help you.
Hey, Pam, want to talk about the weather?
Yeah, the weather. Partly sunny today with a high of 54 and a low of 35. Sunny tomorrow with a high of 51. And a mixture of sun and clouds on Wednesday with highs in the low 50s.
In sports, the Patriots lost to the LA Rams 28-22. Quarterback Drake May had his best day as a pro, completing 75% of his passes with a career-high 282 yards and 2 touchdowns. The 3-8 Pats will visit the 4-6 Miami Dolphins on Sunday afternoon, and Lydia was a perfect 2-0 over the weekend.
Good for her.
She knows what she's talking about.
That's right.
Or knows what treat to grab.
She knows how to take a nap, too. She's doing a bang-up job right now. Hey, the Bruins are going to host the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight at 7. How are you feeling about that?
I'm not.
Okay. I'm even debating watching at this point.
I'll have it on, but I won't be invested.
No. I have some writing I need to do.
Still?
I have some finishing touches.
It's all good.
I think I need to pet my dogs or something. The Celtics host the Cleveland Cavaliers tomorrow night.
Add another USCAA national championship to the Central Maine Community College trophy case. The top-ranked Mustangs men's soccer team took number 2 Central Penn 7-0 at Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Sam Boynton, Ivan Dominguez, and Mitch Cameron each scored a pair of goals, and Cody Cleveland made 5 saves to earn the shutout.
In the NCAA Division III Field Hockey Championship, Bates College lost to Tufts University 2-1 in overtime, and Bates men's basketball lost to Ohio Wesleyan University 89-78.
And the Maine Nordics dropped a pair of games to the Northeast Generals over the weekend, losing 6-2 on Saturday and 2-1 yesterday. Maine will visit the New Jersey Titans on Friday and Saturday.
And the NA3 Nordiques split a pair of games with the Norwich Sea Captains, winning 7-6 on Friday and losing 3-2 on Saturday. The NA3 Nords will visit the Northeast Generals on Friday afternoon. That's your news, weather, and sports. And right now, it is time for the podcast segment that is Sweeping the Twin Cities. That happened, Mike. His eyes are so wide right now. He's like, what was that? That's our thing.
That's a thing we do.
Yeah, every show needs a thing.
Yeah.
That's our thing.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for November the 18th, shall we?
Okie doke.
Alrighty.
I guess.
That's our other thing.
I guess.
She's never real excited about it.
I mean, it depends. There's a couple on here.
Yeah.
David Ortiz, obviously.
Oh,
David
yeah,
Ortiz.
yeah. There you go.
Big Poppy.
Big Poppy.
Is 49 years old today. You want to talk Red Sox legends.
Yeah.
They don't get bigger than
No.
Big Poppy.
Have you
thought he was
watched
older
the
for some
Netflix?
I don't have Netflix,
the
but
big comeback series they
Yeah.
have on. It's interesting.
I watched it live, and that was enough for me. I mean, I love seeing all that behind-the-scenes stuff, which I'm sure Netflix has plenty of.
Yeah,
but-
it's pretty good. And am I the only one that's surprised that Owen Wilson is older than David Ortiz?
No. I thought David Ortiz was older than 49. Owen Wilson's turning 56 today.
Yeah, so Owen Wilson also birthday today.
Yep.
See, Pam? You're
I know
2 for
two.
2.
That's
Two for
it.
two.
Right, that's it.
Lightning
think so.
McQueen, you guys.
Lightning McQueen. What else was he in?
Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
And
been in
He does a lot of Wes Anderson movies.
yeah, Night at the Museum.
Oh,
He was in
yeah,
that too.
he was good in that.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the weird nose, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
and he has the very handsome brother, Luke Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who's also an actor.
Guitarist Kirk Hammett of Metallica is 62 years old today.
Now you're talking.
Now I'm talking, right? Old Metallica or new Metallica? Yes.
Is that a question? Is that a question?
It is for some people.
Okay.
I think for the younger generation, they probably prefer new Metallica. But like old Metallica, for whom the bell tolls,
Yes.
like injected into my veins. Yeah, all day long.
Alone in the truck and crank it.
Yes, yes. And at red lights, you're just banging your head. And people are
Therapy.
like, what's going on with that guy? Kim Wilde is 64 years old today. She was big back in the 80s. She had a song called Kids in America. We're the kids in America.
We're the kids in America.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Da-da-da.
And then
Wow.
faded into obscurity.
Yep.
Oscar Nunez
Oscar!
from The Office
Yay!
is 66 today.
I love him.
He's great.
One of
in
my
that.
favorite characters.
Yeah.
He was also in that movie, The Proposal, with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. He was
God.
like, he worked in the town, the Alaskan town that they lived in, and he is hilariously funny in that movie.
Yeah.
He's so good.
I don't really like the term effortlessly funny because it takes a lot of work to
But-
be funny, but he's one of those guys.
He makes it seem.
yeah, he makes it
effortless.
seem easy.
Yeah.
Kevin Nealon,
Another funny guy.
71 today.
Love him.
I loved his Saturday Night Live Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy. Remember those?
Oh, boy.
Those were something.
Yeah, he was great on Saturday
those
Night
they started off nice and then took a hard left turn.
Live. Yep.
And rounding out FPBs for November the 18th is Linda Evans from Dynasty.
Dynasty, yeah.
82 years old today. She was a big deal back in the 80s. Yeah.
I remember her hair.
She had like Lego hair, didn't she?
Like, I don't know. Villainous hair almost. Yeah. Like it was her hair was on fire, like it was a flame, but I don't know.
I think it was
Weird hair.
It was 60% hair and 40% Aquanet.
Yeah, it was up there.
Sounds like the 80s.
Yeah,
It was up there.
don't be lighting a cigarette around Linda Evans.
Ooh.
All right, folks, those are your FPBs for November the 18th. Locally owned and locally focused. Lydia Media celebrates the heart of the greater Lewiston-Auburn area through two magazines, Uncle Andy's Digest and LA Metro Magazine, and the new Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast. Each production shines a positive light on local businesses, nonprofits, events, and individuals making a difference in our community. Keep your advertising dollars local. Position your business in front of your target audience with Lydia Media. Learn more at lydiamediallc.com. Now we shift focus to our guest in studio, the president of UPI Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, Mike Curran. Mike, how did you get into this business?
Great question. I was brought in by my uncle back in the 80s as an apprentice, and so he basically opened the door. Back then, it was pretty much only one. Plumbing and heating contractors, they stuck in their lane. They did specifically only one trade. And so I just got into plumbing back in the day with him. But that opened up the door about being able to transcend all licensure across the board later in life. And many other contractors have all adopted the same process, which I started many years ago.
So a lot of people, when they go to school for a trade or they start a new trade, not all of them stick with it and turn it into a career.
You know, I transcended from the military, from hydraulics, aircraft, and I had to be able to make that transition coming out. My uncle saw it in me and mechanically inclined, and so we sat there. And of course, he was elder in years, so he was starting to wane physically, and I was his everything. If you thought about doing something, I was already gone, out to the truck to pick up the equipment, the tools, whatever it was. So it was a symbiotic relationship between the two of us, of him loving to have younger bones and someone that worked hard with him, and so it was my opening into the plumbing and heating industry.
And you became an invaluable employee that way, right?
Yeah, you could say that.
I would think when you're
Oh, yeah.
when you're a master plumber and you have an apprentice like yourself, it just makes life so much easier.
Well, it was also awesome for him to be able to see the aspirations of me and take me in, because it's a difficult thing to take apprentices in and train them for 5 years, just an apprenticeship for plumbing.
What kind of work were you doing back then? Was it residential? Was it commercial or mixture of both?
Residential
Yeah.
primarily, yes. And since then, with the incorporation of United Piping back in 2003, I've transcended all licensure to incorporate residential, commercial, plumbing, heating, oil, gas, cooling as well. And same with all my technicians. They transcend all licensure as well. So they all have their specialty, but they all have licensure to traverse every licensure that needed for plumbing, heating, oil, and gas.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Impressive.
That is
Yeah, it is.
Well, it's a one-stop shop. It's all
Essentially,
connected.
That was my aspirations when I was over in Saudi Arabia, coming back to the country and starting a plumbing and heating business that was all-encompassing. Bring it to the next level from my uncle George Stevens Plumbing and Heating, or plumbing, actually, Stevens Plumbing, back in the, oh my God. My two uncles combined, Stevens Plumbing, had about 120 years plumbing experience just in the Lewiston area. So my venue really got opened up, my eyes opened what all the nuances are for especially older structures here in Lewiston, Auburn.
And there's a lot of them.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I bet you encounter some difficult places to work.
We can change the subject now.
Get into some little places.
Let's not. This sounds pretty good.
Yes. But yes, there is. There are, but that's what we do: plumbing and heating, trying to be able to get through the crises at hand. And of course, with plumbing and heating, it's a crisis on a daily event.
Very rarely does someone call and they're like, I've been thinking about this for a while. It's like, oh my gosh, this happened. I need your help right away.
No, it's usually I've had this problem for a while, and I've had enough of this, and it's been like a year. It's like, Mother of God.
Why did you wait so long?
A year later, and now it's urgent?
Now it's urgent.
What are some of the biggest changes you've seen in the industry since you've started?
Technology. Yeah. Technology is a living, breathing, changing, as well as code enforcement as well. Code compliancy, that book is... And code to be able to install items, it literally changes from month to month, year to year, and you got to be up on it. And all the technicians as well, be able to navigate all the different licenses and code changes. I would say that's the toughest thing.
As a homeowner, I'm looking at items like shark bites and PEX and Upanor and all that.
Love that stuff.
I
When
bet you
homeowners
do
put that in, we come in and replace it.
It keeps you in business, right?
Oh yeah, it's perfect for homeowners to get what they need to do. But when it comes to compliancy, it's pretty self-evident in the trade, and even with code enforcement officers, they're like, this is a homeowner project.
Yep.
Someone did all their own stuff, and it's pretty self-evident when you can look at it. And usually, like my technicians, if they do, let's say, a boiler replacement, oil or gas or whatever, you can look at it and it's got a signature to it. You look at it, it's clean, it's precise,
Right.
it's wow, that's professional. When you see someone do their own homeowner, they mean well, but it doesn't usually work out well.
Right.
I never would have thought.
Right.
I am 100% guilty of this.
But it's good for business, though, right?
Absolutely. It's the hall of shame on a lot of photos we take, and it's just like, oh my God, look at this one. Yeah.
You won't believe what they did.
Oh my God, yeah.
They used a hamster tube as a toilet drain. Can you imagine?
And the hamster's still in it.
Good. And of course, the obvious, which is the resource for everybody, is the duct tape.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Fixes everything.
Oh, no.
What's your reaction when you see those Flex Seal commercials?
Oh, Mother of God. Again, another one. Yeah, it's like, see that a lot.
There's job security, man.
I'm not complaining. No, there's no complaints whatsoever. It's just, oh my God.
Don't give anybody ideas.
No, yeah. Times have changed, though, from back in the 80s today. My running around with my uncle, doing all the plumbing with him. We traversed being able to use people's home phone to call the next customer. Or his beeper would go off saying, we got another place I got to go to, but I got to call them first. Can I use your phone at the customer's home? No cell phones back in the day. Yeah. Today, all my technicians have computers, and there is no escape. It's continuous evolving schedule that changes daily due to crisis management, and it's what we do. And times have changed a lot.
For residential properties, is there any better connection than copper and solder? Copper
and solder are I'm old school. I'm all about mechanical.
Yeah.
Anything else beyond that, I was never a believer in the shark bites when that started to come in play, because they all incorporate rubber Buna. It's called rubber O-ring. Rubber deteriorates. Rubber will dry rot. Rubber will crack. It's not meant as a great permanent fix on something. Is it something to be able to get through a situation? Absolutely. It's not like we don't carry that in a truck. Sometimes you just need to be able to get by because the situation you're in. But copper and solder, I'm all over.
And for folks who aren't aware, shark bites are push-to-connect fittings, and they're great for, like, if you have a leak, you can cut that pipe, slap a shark bite on there. The pipe can be wet.
Oh,
it doesn't matter, and it'll stop that leak temporarily until you can get it fixed.
So it's like a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get a deluge if you're hot, if you get you get your water going, but it transcends beyond. There's other products as well today with ProPress, which is a lot more expensive on materials and stuff, but boy, you save on labor and being able to expedite jobs in a quick manner. Again, there's an incorporation of rubber on even ProPress, but there's a mechanical press as well, where it can actually hold the joint with the pressing of the fitting. That's another method, and it's usually just left up to the professionals on that.
What are your thoughts on PEX plastic piping?
Love it. I don't have any problem with that. There was been some issues with PEX, especially knockoff PEX that doesn't have longevity. I've actually seen a lot of Weirsbo. It's all starting to become life expectancy is plastic doesn't last forever. They think it does, especially under duress, hot and cold. And even those products start to deteriorate over time. And I'm starting to see 30-year-old, 40-year-old PEX Weirsbo starting to delaminate and fall apart. That's happening, as well as being able to make sure that there are so many different products out there and knockoffs to understand which ones to purchase and which ones to install. Never go with the cheapest.
Right. Especially with plumbing. Right.
Yeah.
My goodness. Yeah.
Feels like that's common sense, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Well, budgets allow for what they allow when someone needs to get through a situation. I totally get it. It's just there is a difference between products.
You know, unless your plumbing is visible in your basement or what have you, like I would guess 80 to 90% of it you can't see.
Right.
You know, that's another good point. A lot of homes, PEX tubing, one additional thing about PEX and Weirsbo or whatever the product is, everybody thinks it's plastic. If it freezes, it expands. Yeah. And when it expands, it doesn't retract back to the original case. It continues expanding. It almost looks like a snake that just ate something. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. And if it's prone to a freeze area, at some point, even PEX will freeze and burst and rupture. A lot of people don't think that.
Mike, are you trying to say that YouTube is lying to me?
Everything on the internet is real.
Real and present danger. Yes. Most probably the case. Look, a path of least resistance, bottom line, is what a homeowner needs to be able, if they're doing their own stuff, to get by. It's a good product for that, but leave it up to the professionals.
Heating systems as well, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yep. There's a lot to be said when it comes to licensure, transcending oil, gas, code compliances, and making sure everything is up to par, as well as your wiring and plumbing practice. So there's a lot to be said, not to undermine the licensure of my technicians that are multi-licensed. They're very skilled craftsmen. They're not handymen. They know what they're doing.
I feel like plumbing, heating and cooling, and electrician.
Yeah.
Like, those are the things you hire a professional for.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Like, don't mess around. Just call someone.
United Piping.
Yeah. So
Call United Piping.
I tried to
Don't
fix,
try doing it yourself.
I tried doing it myself. I tried to fix, you know how when you have the stopper on your shower, you pull it up and the water continues to go through the spout instead of directing it up into the shower? So I tried to replace that myself.
Yeah.
Only I had found that my ex-partner had done a lot of weird things in the shower plumbing department, and I couldn't fix it myself, so I had to call you. And one of your technicians came over and he was like, I can fix this for you, but it's going to cost you. And I was like, look, I've already invested like an hour and a half of my time in this. I don't care. Fix it.
Just make it right, please.
He did it like that. He's like, I can do this for you. He did it. It's perfect. I should have just called him in the first place. Right.
What was it that you found in our upstairs? Like, you were like, I have never seen, and that's, I feel like that's everything like that happens with me. Like, I've never seen this before. And I'm like, yep, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I think it had to do with your drainage system. It was
like a bathroom sink, and it was like, you were like, this isn't even a pipe for.
Oh, yeah.
You were like,
yeah. It was like a vacuum hose. I remember that now. It was a while ago, but
yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, that one didn't hit the Hall of Shame photo. I didn't take a picture of that one.
No,
so
fine.
Okay, relax.
I sent Mike a picture of our bedroom, and there was our ceiling fan and recessed lighting were like a fountain, just water.
No.
I go,
Emergency.
Are you busy?
Turn your electric off.
Shut it down.
Yes, that happened immediately. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And the water, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't home when it happened, too. We were about 15, 20 minutes away.
Oh, God.
Murphy's Law happens every time.
Yeah. So fun.
That's one of the leaving for just 15, 20 minutes is usually not the Murphy's Law comes into play, but I always tell this to all my customers and also other people if I ever get a word out there to people to hear. If they leave for a weekend, the home doesn't need water. Shut your water main off. If you leave for a vacation, shut your water main off. There's no reason for a home to have the water on while you're going.
It's funny, you don't think of something like that, really. You know, you're like, oh, shut all the lights off. And, you know, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I'll unplug things, just, you know. But I never thought to shut my water off. And what brilliant idea, because if something happens.
Right.
Your boiler is a self-contained mechanism that has water and retains the water. So you're good to go with a boiler and it being able to continue heating if it's a heating season for it to operate. But if you have a leak in your heating system, I'd work at resolving the heating system leak and then before you shut the water main off and leave on vacation. That would not be a good event. Yeah. But a home doesn't need water while you're gone. Shut it off.
That's great advice.
That is good. I've never had anybody tell me that. That's really smart, actually.
No chance of air entering the pipes if you do that on a regular basis.
Not if it wasn't plumbed right.
Okay.
I still, so my house was built in the 30s. I have an outside of the wall shower. So it comes out of the wall and into the room and up and out. It's going to be fun to replace. I'm excited.
Did you have a claw tub?
Nope.
No? Wow.
I know.
You got a retrofitted tub shower there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, my house was a barn, so.
Seems like there's a lot of them, but that's happening today with a lot of homes and trying to tighten them up and all that. But as far as your bathroom, I don't remember. It's the second floor, you said, for that one?
Yeah, that's the second floor.
Well, we have a general contractor who can work with you as well. I tag team with several.
That's going to have to go into the wall.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely.
Mike, what types of heating systems do you service?
All of them, pretty much. Bidaris and Bosch products, as well as Pure Pro Trios. FW Web is my local supplier that necessitates my being able to get parts. I don't typically run astray from what FW Web offers for equipment and what I like and what my technicians like for troubleshooting purposes as well, because when you so many different style boilers out there, you got to stop and literally start diagnosing all the different faults, especially on high efficiency condensing boilers. The computers on them, they're all different and all different parameters, and it's daunting. There's a lot out there today. I stick with the same products out of FW Web, and do I install them all? Yeah, I will if there's a specific request for a customer, but again, it has to do with parts availability and being able to make sure that, because everything it's man-made, it will break. Parts retainability, super critical.
Getting your heating system serviced annually, good idea? Or more than that, less
Another
than
great question. But do you got notes over there that you're writing?
No, I've been a homeowner for a long time, so I have questions.
Especially oil-fired boilers, yes. Yearly cleanings and servicings, highly recommend. High-efficiency condensing boilers, everybody thinks, they're a whole lot more user-friendly. You don't have to do them as often. But understand me, there are hundreds of parts on a condensing high-efficiency boiler. If one thing starts going astray on a high-efficiency boiler, that expensive boiler, it can go to hell in a handbasket pretty quick. It's very important. Not only that, there's flame sensors and igniters and other items inside there that wear like a pencil eraser. It'll wear down over time. These items should be looked at and maintained, as well as combustion efficiency on a yearly basis to make sure your high-efficiency, expensive unit stays in optimum performance for you.
And the cost of getting an oil or gas boiler cleaning definitely benefits the efficiency of...
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're not... Some people are like, I can't afford to have it cleaned every year. Are they thinking that's a high price tag? But ultimately, it is saving you money in the long run.
Typically, gas boilers don't, they shouldn't be, creating a lot of soot and buildup on the inside of the combustion chamber and stuff. They're high efficiency. It could happen under duress, some condition, but oil-fired boilers, more particularly, if you have as much as 1/8 of an inch of soot lined on the inside of that boiler, you can lose as much as 15% efficiency.
Wow, that's a lot.
So very important to get your boiler cleaned and serviced yearly.
What's a good percentage for efficiency?
Well, oil-fired boilers, they typically roll off out of the warehouse. New oil-fired boilers are 85%. Some of high as 87. They can go higher. I don't typically like them because you start dealing with other complications with oil-fired efficiencies when you start getting higher than that. Gas. Propane or natural, those are about the 95% efficient. We're putting one in Auburn, 97% efficient next week. Typically 95.
Wow.
Yep. Let me ask you this, Mike.
Yeah. Bring it on.
If you were building a house right now for yourself, what unit would you put in?
Oil or gas?
Oil or gas? And what type of plumbing would you use?
PEX tubing. No?
No. Good input, though. There's some applications that work well for PEX tubing as well. Yeah, so I would do PEX for domestic. Heating, I would do copper. The actual product to install, well, for example, I'm a plumbing and heating contractor. I'm glad you're all sitting down right now, but we live in quite a large home. We have 15 heating systems in my home.
What? 15 heating systems.
Yeah, well,
in one home.
One home. Yeah. Well, I transcend with 7 fireplaces. Well, hold on. Out of the 7 fireplaces, 2 are wood and 2 are gas. The other 3 we don't even use, but they're available to use. Radiant flooring, high efficiency condensing Bidaris boiler, forced hot air system, as well as heat pumps, and as well as on-demand hot water, Brunei's, ES38s, many. It's a huge farmhouse.
Wow.
Is it warm?
It's a sauna.
It sounds warm.
It's quite warm. Yes, we do like our warmth, and there's nothing like wood heat, I must say. Even though being a heating contractor, we have every alternative under the sun, but my wife is preferential to the wood heat.
I grew up with a wood stove. Yeah. I tell you what, though, at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, when it's out and you got to get up and start it back up, you're real glad to have that oil boiler.
Well, that's why we got
boiler. Wow, it's hard to say.
That's why we got multiple backups. We choose to select whatever, and some are oil and some are propane. Uh-huh. So we transcend multiple fuels in our home to be able to satisfy whatever fuel is most prevalent to use during the time. If propane is expensive, we'll move to oil. If it's wood that is more sufficient due to the colder temperatures, we'll use wood.
Gotcha.
So radiant flooring, as well as heat pumps, we modulate all them as well. Yeah, alternatives are awesome.
If I heard you correctly, you would use PEX in your own home for everything but the heating system.
Yeah, there are some areas that sometimes you just can't get away from, and it's just easier for manpower, especially on older homes. But a new home construction, I like variables, so it would be a corroboration between high efficiency, and it would be either propane or natural gas, condensing high efficiency, as well as heat pumps.
What's the craziest YouTuber fix that you've seen somebody really mess up that you've had to go in and be like, okay, we got to fix
Oh my
this.
God, that's a
long list.
Yeah, if it was that bad, they probably never told me that they pulled it up. Usually, people are pretty forthright. They said I tried fixing it myself, and now it's just not working. Yeah. So that's usually the case when it comes to watching stuff online.
Nothing crazy though.
Oh, a lot of it, and too much to come to mind right now. There's a lot. Yeah. If I know that question would come up, I could have come with a photo montage, and your jaw would be dropping. Trust me.
You'll have to come back.
We'd have to put this episode online as a video. Well, it's great stuff. I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
I've learned that I need to call a professional when I need to.
Yes. Don't mess with plumbing and heating.
And I forgot to have my boiler cleaned this winter. So.
Uh-oh.
I know. I'm calling you. It's on the list. Things to do.
Well, we're down from about 130 boiler cleanings on the books. We're under 100 now, and it keeps climbing and back down again. But the late showers to get their boiler cleaning services is quite difficult this time of year.
I usually do it in the springtime because I know it's less busy for that sort of thing.
Highly recommend.
I forgot.
He tries to tell people.
I forgot.
Do it early.
Yes. I'm going to schedule it now for spring.
Put it in your calendar. You're big on the calendars.
I know. I'll put it on our calendar, and you can keep reminding me.
I'll remind you. I'll give Mike a call. Hey, Sarah needs this.
She's put it on the calendar, but she hasn't done anything about it yet.
Mike, is there anything else about your business that you would like our listeners to know?
We definitely pride ourselves in being able to dedicate our time to take care of homeowners, residential, and even commercial properties. Having multi-licensed, like I said, all my technicians they have their specific, their trade, their alpha in, but they transcend it all. They love working together as teams. We do bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels, whole home construction, from heating systems and all new plumbing, heating as well. We love all those jobs.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Awesome.
And if you would like to give Mike a call, 754-4556. I didn't even have to look that up.
That's pretty good.
We say it every day. And we're proud to, because you were the first sponsor of this show,
that's right.
and we truly appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. My
Thank
pleasure. My pleasure. I believe in you guys.
You're the best.
Thanks.
Winter is on the way, and if you're looking to get your vehicle, home, or health ready for all that Mother Nature has to offer, look no further than Uncle Andy's Digest. You'll find plenty of local businesses that take pride in providing great service at affordable prices. Holiday gift ideas? Yep, we have that too. It's all in the November issue of Uncle Andy's Digest, along with jokes, funny stories, shout-outs, an events calendar, and a whole lot more. Uncle Andy's Digest, your guide to, well, just about anything. Visit uncleandys.com. Do you have time for 3 random questions?
Bring it on.
This is a little segment where we get to know you a little bit outside of your professional setting. These questions will have nothing to do with plumbing, heating, or cooling.
All right.
What is your go-to breakfast order or breakfast?
2 eggs over medium, hash browns, and sausage.
There we go.
And large
at Dubois,
oranges.
Dubois breakfast.
easy.
Is that-
Yes. Your memory recall is there? You got it.
There you go. You were quick with that. You know. Yeah.
Well, I should know what I like.
Especially breakfast. Mike, what is your least favorite word or phrase?
Oh, man.
You can swear.
No,
censor you.
it's only. When someone says it's only. Okay, you're not calling for it's only.
Right.
When you got, like I said earlier, my men are not handymen. They're very skill-setted craftsmen. When you say it's only, there's a reason why you call them. You need a skilled craftsman there that is licensed. It tears at me because my guys do not do it's only.
Right.
They're good.
You were right on top of that. You knew.
I like it.
I have
That is the most critical phrase to me. Oh.
Yeah. Just like any accident that happens in the workshop, the first 3 words, I was just, and now I have no fingers.
Yeah.
I was just trying to stop the saw with my hand.
Ow. I just had a friend do that.
Oh, no.
Yeah, out in Thailand. He called me. I went, I lost the end of my finger. Oh, dude, what are you thinking?
I was just.
I was just. I'm like, at least he didn't say it's only. That is an awesome question. Thanks, Mark.
Sure thing. Sarah, let's round it up.
All right, you're a plumber.
Boy.
Yeah. Lefty Lucy, ready tighty.
What's your favorite song to sing in the shower?
I do not sing in the shower. And I don't.
Everyone does.
And I don't have a drink with a straw either.
Oh, he's definitely lying now.
Sing in the shower?
No, I do not sing in the shower.
What?
Okay, here we go. Green Acres is the place. Oh, forget it. No, I do not. No, I do not sing.
But he plays Metallica.
Oh yeah,
I was just trying to get into the Green Acres.
I know.
my wife will love that one.
Farm living farm. Do you remember that one?
No.
No? Okay. Zsa Zsa Gabor or Ava Gabor? Zsa Zsa Gabor.
Jaja, I think. Yeah, my wife's maiden name was Haney, Mr. Haney, on Green Acres, and so I always pull up that song as the only thing that I can have memory recall on some words. I do not sing.
Is that why you don't sing?
Oh, this has been fun. Mike, I hope you had a good time.
Absolutely, love it, guys.
Thanks for joining us this morning. It's been a pleasure having you in, and we want to thank our sponsors, Ruper's Beverage and Redemption and UPI Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. And if you would like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to Pam.
Me.
Via email at pam@lydiamediallc.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow.